Spiritual thought, spiritual enlightenment. You are living two lives, your heavenly life and your earthly life. And if you're on earth, your heavenly life is living inside you. That is your celestial being. That is the son and the daughter of God. Your celestial self, your spiritual self. So you got to find out which life is more important. Is it your heavenly life or your earthly life? And you got to live your earthly life, I feel, within mind, within thought, within mind, your brain, your thoughts. Your spirit resides here. When you go brain dead, you're dead. That means your spirit has disconnected to any form of your humanity, your physicalness. Your emotions, it's not even about your heart. It's emotions. Every nerve ending that runs throughout your body, that is your living soul. That is your living. And the flesh is the physical. God will never see your flesh or your physical. Your soul can't even go through heaven's gate. But once your soul has committed and admitted to all its mortal sins, humanity's sin, then it will release that spirit. And that goes through heaven's gate, back to where it came from, God himself. The daughter and the son, descending and ascending. Understand that. Take the time to really understand that. So all the little things you're doing on earth, they're going to be the weight that you carry into heavens, up to heaven's gate. And you're going to have to admit to them which sins are important. A sin is a sin in God's eyes. Man's sin or heavenly sin? What sin do you want to admit to and commit? Any sin against God's children, doesn't matter what nationality, what color it is. If God took that seed and that egg and he chose to bind himself with it and make it grow, who are you to say anything? Don't get it twisted. You can cut it and tuck it. But the day you go back up to heaven's gate, what are you? Are you a son of God? Are you a daughter of God's? Any else thing between? I don't know. I don't know. Shit, you can be a canine of God. You can be an ant, a dolphin, okay? Whatever form it is, I don't know. But the ones I am aware of, they're the only ones I can be. I can live and understand. It's not for me to judge. It's not my place. That is Jesus. I don't think we have the right to speak to God. But the part I'm speaking to in you, it's not the seed of your father. It's not your mother's egg. I don't know them. They don't know me. And I'll be honest with you. I don't care what message you get from this. It's not my business to care about the message that you receive. That is between you and God. My job is to speak the message. And I speak it the best way I can. And I'm telling you right now, I am speaking to the spirit side of you. Humanity things are so easy once you understand the spiritual. God don't care about a husband and wife because it's between a man and a woman. Understand that God don't care about a man and wife. So he's never going to bless a marriage. He's never going to bless a marriage. He know a man or a woman won't submit. They are still trying to find themselves. They're going through trials and tribulations. Then once they learn from that, what's greater than a woman has no man in it. God ain't going to accept any type of man in any form in heaven. So once you release that man in yourself, then and only then, no different than a woman. When she becomes a lady, no different man. When he puts something before his man, he going to take one part of himself to heaven, and that's the gentle. He becomes a gentle angel. The highest thing a man can be on earth is a gentleman. And he let go of that man part and become a gentle angel in heaven. A lady goddess, or a lady mother goddess. These are the titles. We are trapped in our man stage and our woman stage. If that is insane. That is insane. Just think about it. When you think, two things that Jesus and God knows about you is what you think and what you sense. I don't know what you sense. Your other half don't know what you sense. Common sense is not common between humanity. It's common between your spirit and God. And Jesus, I believe Jesus has say-so over our spirits. He gave his life for us. So I believe God gave him say-so over his spirit. He has influence over his spirit, over his Father's spirit. So a whisper from Jesus comes in the form of a thought. When you're thinking about your thoughts, you're having a conversation with Jesus. When you learn how to speak the wisdom that you receive from Jesus, you speak the word of Jesus. And that is coming from the Spirit of God within you. There's too many religions for me to believe in every religion. They're all good avenues. They're all good avenues. It ain't about one right over another. It's about what's right for me within me. That is Jesus and God speaking to me. That is me inside. DIY, do it yourself Bible. What you feel, your knowledge is your Bible within you. That knowledge was received and given to you by Jesus and God, received by you. If it's your knowledge, now speak it, believe it. But the spiritual side, that's what we need to connect with more. We need to connect with our spirit side. Humanity, the way we're supposed to live a relationship, the way we've been programmed to death do us part, is that real? It's so many different versions of you. To even think outside of a marriage, it's blasphemy, it's rude, it's wrong. But is marriage right to begin with? If it's not, if God ain't going to accept man and woman, ask anybody. Who's marriage between? Man and woman? They don't say lady and gentleman. They feel weird. They don't even know how to, it won't even flow through their lips right. They fumble with it. They up here getting upset because two women getting married, two men getting married. Don't worry about it. Two transgenders getting married. I'm sorry to tell you, marriage is for the garbage of humanity. Marriage is for the garbage of humanity. What's getting married is the shit that God won't accept in heaven. Man and woman. No woman wants to carry around a man in her if she has a man in her life. That's what she submit and commit to. But if that man hasn't taken the oath and married the oath of God, and a man can't, only a gentleman will respect that. Man fights what he's supposed to do. The 3 P's: parent, provide, protect. We do shadows of them when we choose to do them. We don't supposed to do them for nobody else on earth, but for the fact that that's what we told our Father in heaven. Dear Father, when I descend to earth, I would parent any child of yours. I would provide for any goddess in her lady form on earth. Not a woman, but a lady. I would protect both, period. No woman needs a man to provide for her. No woman needs a man to protect her. She has man in her, believing the man that she has within her. And when she learns to discover that man within her, that's what God put you on it. Then you're going to find the right man for you that you're willing to submit to and commit to. You know he's going to be able to handle the man in you. And you're going to feel safe. It doesn't matter if he's 6'6". He can be 5'6". And guess what? That's all the man that you need. And God sent him in an angel form. But you got to know your needs. And your needs come in the form of desire. They are not wants. The devil fuck with your wants. You only want 10 things. The devil going to throw another 90 in and you're going to be confused. You're never going to take the time to focus on your true desires. And God is the only thing that can give you a need. That's why we get upset with each other. Putting a need on another human being is a lot of work, a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility. A desire, it's much smaller than a need. It really is. And greater than a want. But we don't know how to speak our desire. We don't know how to focus on our desire. You ask anybody of what they desire, they'll make up some stuff. But they don't. If they truly desire, when you desire something, you can't stop thinking. It's always on your mind. And that's what God communicates in, your desires. That's what God communicates in, your desires. When you learn how to desire something, you think about it, that's what God communicates within your thoughts. Your desires become thoughts. And when God knows that that's all you thinking about, Jesus knows. Jesus said, look, Dad, we got to get this off their mind, because if not, I can't get them to focus on nothing else but that. And they have been living up to what they've been needed, what I need them to do on earth. They are my soldiers. They have listened to me. They have allowed their unconscious to become conscious. And their subconscious, it's not in turmoil. Your soul, that is your subconscious trying to make a decision where your free will is to choose between your unconscious and your conscious. And your conscious is misled by society. It's misled by society. Consciously, it ain't no such thing as a black Santa Claus. Just using that as an example. I don't care. I really don't care. I used to. But I was always waiting for some heavyset white guy come down my chimney and leave me present. Misled. Until we start speaking the truth that we raise our children and confronting them, updating them. We update our phones. We update our TVs. Shit, we update our houses and our cars now. But we'll never update the truth in the Bible's religion. And when we know, come on. We know religion's got a lot of lies in there. And we got to be, we got to show the humility to face our fucking lies and correct them. Do you think Jesus is going to let us through heaven's gate if we cannot face a lie and speak it as the truth and admit to him? Would you let somebody in your home? You can be at heaven's gates. Don't mean you're going inside. And if you ain't inside heaven, you outside. If you ain't inside, everything else, you must be in hell. If you ain't in heaven, you got to be in hell. I don't care if it's a good hell, bad hell, a low hell, but it's hell. So you choose the hell you want to be in. I want to be in heaven. I will admit to all my wrongs. I'll admit to all the non-truths of society. I will not let the non-truths of society control my life, regardless, period. But spiritual thought, I am speaking to your spirit side in you. I am speaking to the deeper perspective, what bonds that seed and egg together. The seed of your father was misled by how he was raised. Your mother's egg was misled by how she was raised. Then she follows. A woman on earth follows a man, and I understand, man, woman, and child. But for the reasons why man is leading and for the reason why she's following, misled. If he ain't doing the 3 P's parenting, and we shitty on that. There's a lot more we can do as parenting. We need to know what we're raising in God's children. His daughter and his son. A man raised something different in a daughter. He raised something different in a son. If you don't know that, then we've been misled. A mother raised something different in a daughter, and she raised something different in a son. If you don't know that, you've been misled. Then you're misleading your children. You're raising them misleading them. We cannot go back to that and fix that. Come on. Can we do it for God's children? Our children got so much knowledge. They know our lies. They know the truths that we spoke as true are lies. And we can't go back and face them and tell them. Would you trust you? Seriously. Would you trust you? Oh, man. Just think about that. Have a blessed day.